Due to her involvement in the Disney Snow White remake, Rachel Zegler caused a lot of backlash online, ranging from vehement political opinions to daring remarks about the original movie.
This movie was like you took the original Snow White and just put everything through this filter. So from the casting to the class politics, it all was just bad.
Megyn Kelly is now harshly criticizing her. Is Zegler's career already in decline before the film is even released? And what went wrong? Let's discuss how a Disney princess caused significant controversy. Even though the new live-action Snow White film hasn't even arrived in theaters, controversy has already surrounded it. Actress Rachel Zegler and former Fox News host Megyn Kelly are at the center of it all, and they're not holding back. Many fans were conflicted about Rachel Zegler's casting as Snow White, but things worsened when Rachel began discussing her feelings about the original 1937 Snow White movie. She stated in an interview that it's no longer 1937. She won't be dreaming about true love and the prince won't save her. She went on to say that her idea of Snow White is a leader who is self-sufficient.
She's not going to be saved for the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
Many were offended by that. Some fans believed she was disparaging a beloved childhood classic, while others felt she sounded unappreciative of her significant role. Every hour I'm in that dress, 18 hours a day, I deserve to be paid for every single one, Rachel, who was wearing the Snow White dress, said in another widely shared moment.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed on.
People were offended by that. Many believe she came across as pampered or out of touch. Megyn Kelly jumped in at that point. During her podcast, Megyn attacked Rachel, saying that she becomes less likable each time she speaks.
Are you having trouble paying your bills, Rachel? Did Steven Spielberg not pay you for your role in West Side Story? Did Disney fail to give you a healthy paycheck for, cry me a river? She's just exactly everything that we can't stand.
Are you having trouble paying your bills? She asked sarcastically, mocking Rachel's complaints. Did you not get paid by Steven Spielberg for West Side Story, Rachel? Did you not receive a healthy salary from Disney? Weep uncontrollably. Megyn didn't stop there. She called Rachel and told Disney that they ought to have fired her for everything that we couldn't stand. Megyn believes that Rachel should be held to the same standard as Gina Carano, an actress who was fired for her views. Fans are divided, critics are observing, and the internet is debating whether Rachel ruined a classic or if she was merely attempting to modernize it. As a result, the Snow White movie is currently in trouble. Either way, the fairy tale is no longer simple, and Megyn Kelly made sure we all knew it.
She's not going to be saved for the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
First, let's talk about her take on the original 1937 Snow White. Rachel expressed her distaste for the previous iteration. She stated in an interview that this version of Snow White would be about independence and leadership rather than waiting for a prince to come save her. Rather, Snow White would be a leader, according to Rachel. She went further, saying, weird, and referring to the prince as a man who literally stalks her. Fans expressed shock, with some claiming she was trying too hard to sound woke and others believing she was disrespecting a classic. The drama didn't end with Snow White, though. Many questioned why she even accepted the role given how much she detested the original. Rachel shared something on Instagram following the US election of 2024 that truly sparked a fire. She said, "May Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace." She went on to say, F Donald Trump? Yes, she said that, and the backlash quickly followed, making people unhappy. She was accused of dividing fans and spreading hate. Some even demanded that Disney fire her. Rachel apologized after all the tension. She stated, "I let my emotions get the best of me and admitted the post was wrong, but the damage was done." Megyn Kelly and other critics were further inflamed by her remarks. Megyn replied, "Zegler keeps getting less likable," and slammed her for being ungrateful and out of touch. Fans are divided over Rachel's views on politics and fairy tales, and she is currently embroiled in a media storm. While some applaud her audacity, others believe she has destroyed Snow White's magic. In any case, people are constantly talking, which isn't always a good thing in Hollywood.
Certainly not going to be a prince rescuing me, I can tell you that. And then even Disney got on its heels and they're like, we're going to reshoot the movie immediately. Like, we're going to make some changes because there was so much backlash to her arrogance and just inanity.
When Rachel Zegler's remarks went viral, Megyn Kelly didn't hold back. She immediately jumped in and harshly criticized both Rachel and Disney. Megyn discussed Rachel's post on her podcast in which she expressed her wish that Donald Trump and his followers would never experience peace. That startled Megyn, who said the post was offensive and hateful. But Disney's handling, or lack thereof, of the situation infuriated her even more.
Hello, Disney. You're going to have to redo your film again because this woman is a pig and you fired Gina Carano for far less than this nonsense.
Megyn mentioned Gina Carano, the Mandalorian actress who was let go by Disney in 2021 and claimed it was an obvious double standard. Gina was fired for expressing political views on social media. Megyn claims that although Rachel's posts were harsher than Gina's, Gina was fired while Rachel is still employed. Megyn posed the crucial query, why is Rachel allowed to act like a Disney princess while saying something so extreme? Rachel should also be fired if Gina was, she said. This is unfair. According to Megyn, you fired Gina for much less.
When she speaks, she gets less likable. There's some clip of her on the internet in her Snow White outfit saying, every hour I am in the outfit of Snow White wearing the dress. All 18 hours, I deserve to be paid for every single.
Megyn wasn't done yet. She also chastised Rachel for showing disdain for the original Snow White. She said the story needed to be more contemporary and took issue with Rachel calling the prince a stalker. According to Megyn, Rachel comes across as pampered and unappreciative. Her likability decreases with each sentence. When Rachel complained about spending too much time in the Snow White costume, Megyn made fun of her. Really, Rachel? Are you struggling to pay your bills? She also asked why Disney would award such a legendary role to someone who obviously doesn't respect the original narrative. Megyn saw this as just another instance of Disney taking a wrong turn and prioritizing woke ideologies over morals that families would genuinely want to see. Supporters were split. While some thought Megyn was being too harsh, others agreed with her and suggested Rachel should be replaced. However, there is no denying that Megyn Kelly made a significant statement, and now everyone is watching Disney to see what they will do next.
Everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
The live-action Snow White film struggled behind the scenes in addition to online. This movie had one issue after another, from casting changes to negative reviews. One of the main problems is that Disney decided to add a variety of magical creatures with varying races, heights, and backgrounds, instead of the traditional 7 dwarfs. Many fans didn't agree with that notion. Some dwarf actors even criticized it as unfair, claiming it denied them roles. Disney had to quickly repair the damage. According to reports, they even reshot some scenes and used computer-generated imagery to revive some characters that resembled dwarfs. It was costly and messy. Megyn Kelly was keeping a close eye on everything and once again criticized Disney, claiming that this was just another instance of their attempt to write classics in a way that no one had requested. They just can't stop trying to be woke, and now they're paying the price, she said, making fun of the decision to replace the dwarfs and pay what they paid. The film only made $70 million, 0 cents in the US, and $146 million, 0 cents worldwide, despite costing about $270 million to produce. That is far less than what Disney required to break even, and as a result, the company put other projects on hold. The live-action Tangled remake is one significant example. Yes, the story of Rapunzel. Disney put that film on hold after Snow White's failure, even though it was already in the early stages with a writer and director in place. Fans and critics are now asking, is Disney's remake trend finally wearing out because they didn't want to take the chance of another failure? Megyn Kelly agrees. When you mess with the heart of a story, you lose the audience, she said, adding that fans want magic, not lectures. Strong reactions have been generated by Rachel Zegler's remarks and deeds during the Snow White remake, and they may have an impact on her future professional life. When discussing the original Snow White, Zegler didn't mince words. She called it out of date and claimed the prince wouldn't save Snow White. She desired to give the character greater authority and command. While some fans liked the contemporary twist, many thought she was demeaning a beloved classic. Zegler's remarks did not end with the film. Her political activism has drawn attention as well. She expressed strong anti-Trump sentiments following the US election in 2024, even wishing that Trump and his followers would never experience peace. She later expressed regret, but the harm had already been done. The public is divided over her strong opinions. Some admire her for standing up for what she believes in, while others find it difficult to relate to her. Her opinions and her performance in Snow White have raised concerns about the impact of an actor's personal life on their career. Zegler has become a divisive figure as a result of her remarks. She has gained supporters who value her activism, but she may also miss out on opportunities with those who disagree with her. She was unpopular with people. Another said, "I pray Rachel never gets a movie role, TV role, or voice role ever again." One more person commented, "Megyn Kelly is the bomb. She always calls out when she sees it." The difficulties with the Snow White remakes also speak to a greater problem in Hollywood, striking a balance between updating beloved tales and preserving their best elements. Disney's efforts to modernize Snow White weren't universally successful, and the movie's dismal box office results serve as a warning to the business. What are your thoughts? Was Rachel Zegler brave and bold, or was she totally inappropriate? Should Disney continue to rewrite the rules or adhere to the classics? Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more pop culture showdowns, and leave your thoughts in the comments section.